Welcome to Type 5 One Mic. My name is Sareth Ney, and every single Thursday night, I bring on a comic to talk about their Type 5, where the stories came from, and all that good stuff. And he was my guest tonight. It was on my last show last night, which was Wakanza Weekly that I have every single Wednesday night. So I bring in comics artists of all types, and we talk about their works and what shows they produce and all that good stuff. And on that show, so without further ado, I'd like to bring on my guest, Jake Ricca. How are you, Jake? Welcome to the show.
What's up, man? How you doing? You hear me good?
Yep, I can hear you perfectly. Thank you for being on the show again tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm good, happy to be here.
You're welcome. It's been a while since we've seen each other.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen anybody because of this quarantine.
Yep, absolutely, most definitely. So for tonight's show, it's going to be a completely different theme, and it's where we talk about your Type 5 when you perform on stage. So let's talk about your Type 5. What was the story behind Winner?
It's just a goofy play on words I've been doing since I'm a little kid. Of like anytime I like see a bathroom and there's an M and a W on the wall, I'll immediately try to go to the W one because I'm a winner. W's for winners, not for women. So I just turned into that, and then I just made it into a fun story about how I kick open the door and scare the shit out of women. That's it. That sounds horrible. Explaining it sounds bad, but I swear it's funny and playful. It sounds super bad. It's the winner's room. It's all girls in there, bro. Sick.
Most definitely, for sure. I dig the whole story behind it, even if it sounds creepy. Your second joke that you had for your Type 5 was called My Own Place. What's the story behind My Own Place?
Story behind My Own Place is the first time I ended up moving into my own place because ever since college, I've lived in, 7 different places since 2012. And every single year, and it wasn't because like I hated where I lived before. I just always lived. We never renewed our lease. So I lived with like about 3 to 4 different pairs of roommates or groups of roommates. And we just always moved after a year to like, why not? Why not change the scene up a bit? And then I finally got enough money to get my own place. And it was just great, just making all my own rules. It was a great feeling. I just walked around, my pants off and everything.
Indeed. I used to have my own place in LA, and I know this the feeling for sure. But it's much more expensive to live out there than it is here. So
yeah, it's crazy out there, how expensive. But now it's like no one wants to live out there, right? Isn't it crazy? Like shit's on fire all the time. And COVID's super
there's a huge exodus happening. I mean, Joey Coco Diaz moved back to Jersey, and Joe Rogan moved to Texas. So all the comics are leaving, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, Texas is going to become the new place probably. Rogan's got that Spotify money, going to build a club.
I could see that totally happening for sure. He'll build like a comedy store, the Texas edition or something.
Right? Can you imagine a branch of the Comedy Store in Texas? Holy shit.
That'd be amazing. Absolutely. Now you don't have to travel as far. Most definitely. So your third joke, before we do, we have some viewers in the audience. So if you'd like to jump in on the conversation, more than welcome to jump into the live chat and be nice to us, and we'll talk right back to you. So, and the last joke that was on your Type 5 was a weird neighbor. What's the story behind your weird neighbor?
Oh, my weird neighbor. She was just literally that story is very straightforward. She came up to me. She's like, I don't want to say middle age. She's probably like in her 30s, definitely single. And she comes up to me while I'm moving in, and we start talking. And she ends up asking me for my number. And I'm thinking like, oh fuck yeah, I get to sleep with with my neighbor. It's almost like a dream as a kid. It's like I can't wait to have a hot neighbor. She was all right, but it would have fulfilled half of that fantasy, you know. So I was ready to like get in, and then we keep talking, and she straight up tells me that the reason she gave me or wants my number is because if I'm being too loud, she doesn't want to have to call the cops on me because she called the cops on the last neighbor like 5 times. And I was like, okay, like what do you not want me to do? And she just straight up told me the last neighbor used to have sex loud as fuck, like super loud. And I didn't understand. I was like, looking back at it, I wish I was like, what do you mean too loud? Like, what were you hearing? You know, maybe get her to reenact some noises. That would have been dope. But yeah, she straight up did that, and I didn't know how to handle that, and I just started thinking like, what? How do you even have a phone call with the cops? Like, what do you tell them? So yeah, I live here. My neighbors are really like someone's really tearing shit up right next door in their own private lot. Like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, have you ever had the cops calling you for having sex, bro?
No,
Right? I don't even know how to handle it. Like, dude, it's a weird thing to do. Like, so I was just like, all right. So I dive into that a little bit, give examples, talk about how I handle business in the bedroom. Yeah.
Indeed. Man, I enjoyed your set from the improv. That was amazing. And I myself had some loud neighbors or roommates. And it sounded like Cinemax on the Bose system, so it was pretty bad. But it was a horrible couple months of my life, but I'm glad I moved out for sure. But man, is there any final words you'd like to give to the audience out there that's watching?
Yeah, final word. Start going to comedy whenever clubs and shit open back up. Wear a mask, have some vitamin D, fucking be healthy, eat right, and then go out and go to a fucking comedy show and have fun.
Absolutely. And also, you have some shows coming up too, and I didn't want to have you leave without plugging your shows in too. So,
yeah.
I
got a show on September 18th, Harry Buffalo in downtown Orlando. I'm hosting for famous TikToker Ben Brainerd. He's also a very funny comedian as well. I just wanted to give him shit right there. Featuring is Christoph Jean. And that's really the only one I want to plug right now. Okay. Hang out.
Most definitely. And also, as a friendly reminder from the beginning, please subscribe and follow Jake on all those platforms. That's scrolling on the bottom. That's ticking on the bottom. And also, all of his information is on the bottom of this YouTube video too. So follow him on all those platforms. That'd be awesome. And donate
all
to him
30 of them.
All 30 of them for sure. And donate if you can from his Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. They're also on there too. And that would help out a lot during this quarantine for all the comics I'm trying to help out. So that'd be rad of y'all to do that. And Jake, thank you so much for being my guest again tonight. It's a short episode, but I hope this goes a long way for you.
Oh, it's a short episode. Are people normally like, so back when I was a little kid, this is where my joke came from? And they tell you about their life. Did I fuck up?
Yeah. And then sometimes I bring the guests and they talk. We go back to their interviews too. Like I did Ross McCoy's interview and Doug McPherson's interview and Eric Feelings and Luke Dupuis. So theirs was much similar to the ones that we did last night. So that's why I thought, well, we'll just cram all that one in that last night's show that we did.
Oh, another thing, all my new set doesn't have those jokes, so check out some new ones, baby.
Absolutely, most definitely. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jake, for being on the show tonight. And I wish you the very best in your future shows.
All right, thank you. You as well.
Awesome, Jake. Thank you so much, dude.
All right, brother.
And have a good night, everyone. We'll see you not next week because I'll be in Colorado. So, and I will see you